Dr. Jinfeng Zhang from Florida State University. And he has a very broad research portfolio that covers AI-powered biological text mining and knowledge discovery, and understanding the sequence structure function relationship of proteins, omics data, omics data analysis method, and cancer genomics and precision medicine.
All right, thank you for the introduction, and thank you for the invitation to the workshop. I will start with a brief introduction of how we started our AI research, which probably will help my discussion of these common topics of this workshop. So our journey to our AI research, Bio-Creative Challenge played a very important role. So it's a challenge for evaluating methods for information extraction in biology domain. The organizers manually read some text, they label that, and then they give the participants some of the data at training, and then they hold some data at test. So it's a kind of blind test, rigorously evaluate a method developed for that problem. Actually, we have been working on information extraction for some years, starting from 27. At the same time, Bio-Creative Challenge started, but we have never bothered to participate in the challenge. We're just like many statisticians, did our own thing. We test our method on benchmark data, it performed well, we publish. And then in 2017, that was Bio-Creative Challenge 6. And I thought maybe we should try it, see how our method performed. And it turns out our method didn't perform really well, because on that challenge, we were actually invited to give a talk in that workshop. But one of the organizers actually told me that, all the teams are using deep learning, and you are good, you are using machine learning. And I was kind of a bit embarrassed, because it seems that we were invited for being novel in a backward way. So, well, that's fine. But after we came back, I told our whole group, OK, we're going to do deep learning. So we started learning several courses, the whole group, every week. In our group meeting, we present what we learned. We actually do the homework. We started learning deep learning really, tried our best to understand as much as we can. And so 3 years later, in Bio-Creative Challenge 7, and at that time, BERT already came out, and then we are learning deep learning for quite some time. So we applied that, and we actually achieved the best overall performance for one of the track, chemical entity recognition track. And last year, that's 2023, Bio-Creative Challenge 8. And this time, we improved our pipeline and also used Llama 2. Actually, Llama 2 came out during the challenge, during the summer. And then once it came out, we also used Llama 2, and then also we tried GPT 3.5. Well, actually, Llama 2 and GPT 3.5 didn't help as much as we expected. And for this challenge, we actually also performed the best for Bio-Red track. That's the track we participated. And for one of the tasks in this track, the end-to-end knowledge graph construction task, we actually performed much better than other participants. Because usually in these challenges, because everybody uses large language model and fine-tuning, it's hard to really differentiate. But for this challenge, I think we really did some innovative work. So finally, we have some innovation to kind of make some more contributions. And we also participated in another challenge called the Litecoin NLP Challenge that's organized by NIH and then NASA. And it was held in around November 2021 and February 2022. So this challenge aimed for testing methods for knowledge graph construction. The organizers, they manually read around 500 PubMed abstracts. They annotated these six entities, diseases, chemical compounds, gene, proteins, etc. And also annotated 8 different relations. And for this challenge, they actually have a handsome amount of cash prize. And we were fortunate to also win this challenge. And after that, we applied our pipeline to process all the PubMed abstracts. More than, I think we update our data. Now it's more than 35 million abstracts. We also integrated data from 40 public databases, and we also analyzed some public available high-throughput genomic data. We analyze the data, generate some knowledge, and put into a knowledge graph. At the end, we have a large-scale knowledge graph. We call it KG, with more than 11 million entities, more than 40 million relations. We just posted this paper by our archive. And I think it's a kind of good work because we also design algorithms for automated knowledge discovery and achieve some very interesting results. But our paper was rejected by both Nature and Science. We tried to make a bigger impact, but maybe next time we're going to try Nature methods. So from, so one more comment. From our experience, I think to make impact in AI research, we should, like you just seen, we should walk out of our comfortable zone. To really, like many people have discussed, really learn, their stuff, to be a sentence, right? And then to play kind of their game. Because, they don't really care about our own game. It's not like their game is necessarily better, but they do care the real world problem. They do care whether your method really works or not, right? They design this blind test. That's something we can learn from them. Yeah. Okay, next I will start discuss these topics. So what will be the next stage for research in this field for the next 5 to 10 years? I can only say what I know. So I think the next important thing would be foundation models in biomedical science. Because I think it's time, of course, many people have discussed this, and I think it's time for this kind of model. It can really address some of the challenges some of you guys have talked about, right? We have a limited data in biology domain, many different fields. But how can we actually make best use of limited data? But we know in NLP, right, they have these large language models. Now you can only annotate a small amount of text data, like all these challenges we participated. For Litecoin, only annotated 500 PubMed abstracts. So that's something a relatively small lab can do. But the model we trained actually performed quite well. I think at human level, human annotation level. So then we can kind of apply the same idea to train a foundation model in biomedical science so that we can transfer the general knowledge in this foundation model and then use limited data to address many of important of the biology problems. And also with this foundation model, we can integrate heterogeneous multimodal data. We can integrate, in our study, we have data from literature, and then we also integrated data from genomic data, and then we can have image data and EHR, And we can, as we know that if we ask ChatGPT about some biomedical questions, it's really not good. We tried it, but with a foundation model, we can actually develop a general question answer system for biomedical science. Yeah, like I mentioned, one important factor for foundation model is now we can actually extract knowledge in literature very accurately. And we already have human level information extraction methods. Now we can build a knowledge graph, a high quality knowledge graph. And with this knowledge graph will form a solid foundation for this foundation model. And then in addition to that, we can, like I mentioned, we can add a lot of other data. And then if you look around, we already have all the expertise, right? We have people good at transcriptomics, gene expression, single cell, epigenomic, GWAS, EHR. And as a team, I think that's something we probably can actually work on. And so next, what would be the most exciting and pivotal breakthrough that AI and statistics could lead to that will change the practice? From my experience, of course, I am advocating foundation models. But another thing I think is really important is we have to be able to predict with confidence. Yeah, in a way that we need to give a good estimate of uncertainty and confidence level of predictions. And so in the past, about a decade also, the computer scientists they're driving the field, right? Because hardware and then algorithm. But the next wave of AI research, I think, will be mostly data and real application driven. And for these problems, being able to assess this uncertainty is really important. And I think that's what our statistician can really make an important contribution. And for example, Tianxi mentioned hallucination, right? I was talking about ChatGPT. And when we test ChatGPT, indeed, it has, make a lot of strange errors. But if we wanted to write an essay, it's okay. But if we want to use that for some serious application, hallucination can be really dangerous. And then we have to really have a way to measure how well it actually predicts. And what is the most important? Okay, I guess I have talked about that. I think this is being able to estimate uncertainty or confidence level is really something we statisticians can make a very important contribution. And this is definitely right now an important problem. How could the individual statistician get started to contribute? And I mentioned this a little bit. Okay, so we have discussed this quite a bit, and then as many of you have mentioned, we really need to learn the domain knowledge and to be good at that particular area, to be the scientist. I will skip this. I think you discussed this also. I will skip this too. So finally, I would like to propose an open challenge problem. So this is something we want to actually discuss, right? To build a biomedical foundation model together, the team. And we can first form a team of researchers for those people who are interested in this, and then we can identify some smaller challenges or some subtasks. And we can form smaller teams to work on these smaller challenges. And then we can evaluate our progress every year if we have a next one in next year. And we can publish our initiative and then all the progress so other researchers can join this effort anytime they want. Okay, all right, thank you.
Speaker will take questions. The next one is Jinfeng.
Yes.
I think this is a great idea, but a very good idea. But I do have a question about this foundation model.
Yeah.
Suppose you only have those typical tabular type of data, so many different tabular data without a lot of text description. Do you think you can, how can you use foundation model for those type of data? There's no image and no EHR, no description. If I only give you numerical tables, that.
Well, actually, table is structured data, right? So from table, if we can extract entities and relations, we can just incorporate that knowledge into the knowledge graph, and that will be part of the foundation model. So table, if you have table only numbers without column row names, of course, it's useless. Otherwise, I think table data can be used very conveniently.
Without first analyzing.
Depends on what your table is. Yeah. If your table just say gene expression data, right? Yeah. Then you need to analyze because that's not knowledge yet. Yeah. For example, what we did, we analyzed high-throughput genomic data, but we didn't actually just put raw data into knowledge graph because that's not knowledge. For example, when we analyzed that, we did differential gene expression analysis. So that's to infer gene-disease relationship, right? And then from that data, we can also infer gene-regulatory relationship. So that gene-gene relationship. So that knowledge, after analyzing the data, can be input into the knowledge graph, and be used as part of the foundation model,
So, thank you.